Hello, my beautiful Sussex Squad family. Welcome back to the channel and podcast where we celebrate truth, justice and the power of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Today we're going to dive into a story that has floated around for years but hasn't been properly discussed. It centres on Harry's trip to Ukraine, a rumoured private meeting with President Volodymyr Zelensky, and the attempts by the palace and certain royals to control how Harry is seen on the world stage. This story says a lot about the fears and insecurities within the royal family, so let's get into it. When Harry travelled to Ukraine some years ago, a journalist from The Guardian reported something unusual. While the press convoy was on the move, Harry's car suddenly broke away from the group. For about an hour he was gone, and when he rejoined the others, he kept quiet about where he had been. Observers immediately suspected that he had slipped away to meet with President Zelensky in private. At that time, Zelensky was already a vocal supporter of the Invictus Games, and he had openly stated that he wanted to meet Harry. But the word inside diplomatic circles was that the British government had advised Zelensky against being seen publicly with him. The official explanation was that Harry should not be used for political optics, while Britain's new Foreign Secretary was also visiting Ukraine. But anyone paying attention could see through that excuse. Even with a high-ranking government official in town, the headlines were never about the politician, they were about Harry. That's how it has always been. Harry has the star power, the global recognition and the ability to capture attention wherever he goes. And that is exactly why the palace didn't want photos of Harry standing alongside President Zelensky. Such an image would only confirm what they already knew. Harry doesn't need the monarchy to be relevant on the international stage. This has been the pattern for years. Look at the Invictus Games. Every time the event is held, Harry meets leaders, defence ministers and dignitaries from across the world. He doesn't need Charles, William or the British government to open those doors. His work, his character and his achievements open them for him. That independence is what frightens the royals the most. Charles and William in particular have long feared being overshadowed by Harry's presence, and that's why they've worked so hard to keep him sidelined. They know that his ability to connect with people and lead initiatives like Invictus exposes the emptiness of their own efforts. Despite nearly a decade of smear campaigns and hostile coverage pushed by the palace and its allies in the press, Harry and Meghan's light continues to shine brighter. Every attempt to diminish them has backfired. Global business leaders, including top executives at Netflix, have called Harry and Meghan two of the most influential voices of our time. That recognition doesn't come from tabloids, it comes from impact, from work, from authenticity, and that is what the royal family cannot control. We've seen the same deflection tactics before. Remember when Harry and Meghan's security was stripped? According to Harry's memoir, William tried to claim it was the government's decision, when in fact Charles was the one who ordered it. That blame-shifting mirrors what happened in Ukraine. The palace kept insisting it was the government that didn't want Harry to be seen with Zelensky, but the truth is it was William and Charles who were uncomfortable with it. They were the ones worried about Harry's influence. And just like with security, they used the government as cover for their own insecurities. The reality is that no matter how much they try to control him, they cannot. Harry has built something that is bigger than titles, bigger than institutions. His leadership of Invictus, his advocacy for mental health, his humanitarian work, and his ability to connect with people from all walks of life make him a powerful force. That is why jealousy drives so much of the opposition he faces. Insiders have admitted that William once believed the Invictus Games would collapse after Harry left the UK. Instead, the Games grew stronger and more successful than ever before, proving once again that Harry does not need the royal machinery behind him. It's also worth remembering that the Invictus Games were created to help wounded veterans, yet William was more focused on whether the event would make Harry look good than on the veterans themselves. That is the difference between Harry and the rest of the family. Harry cares about the mission, the people, the service. The others care about status and appearances. And when foreign leaders like Zelensky want to meet Harry, it's because they recognize his authenticity and the value of his work, not because of a title he no longer uses. For years, the palace and its allies in the media have pushed narratives meant to weaken Harry and Meghan. But the truth is simple. Lies might dominate for a while, but they cannot extinguish authenticity. Harry and Meghan's work continues to flourish. Their voices are heard around the world, and their message of compassion and resilience resonates with millions. Every effort to dim their light only makes it shine brighter. That is why meetings like the one in Ukraine matter. Whether they happened in secret or not, they symbolize Harry's ability to navigate the world on his own terms without needing approval from those who feel threatened by him. So, my Sussex Squad family, here's the lesson. The palace may continue to block, scheme, and use the press to attack, but Harry and Meghan are still thriving. Harry is not someone who can be controlled, no matter how hard they try. His influence is real, his work is lasting, and his independence proves that the monarchy does not hold the power it once did. And that is exactly why he remains such a threat to those who are insecure about their own relevance. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Harry and Zelensky did meet privately in Ukraine? Why do you think the palace was so desperate to prevent it from being public? Share your thoughts in the comments, because I love hearing what you think. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and be part of the Sussex Squad family. Your support keeps this community strong, and together we will continue to stand for truth, compassion, and love. Until next time, stay blessed, stay positive, and remember this: light can never be dimmed, and love always wins.